Today I had the privilege of visiting the Texas Tech University's Art Building Studio and Landmark Art Gallery. This was my first time truly taking my time and strolling through the pieces because normally my experience is to power walk through the exhibit to get to my class on time. The pieces I saw today did not fit one theme, and that was what I loved about this. I never knew what I was going to look at until I did, and the only commonality I saw was that the narrative section was full of stories and cultural aspects, and I thought that was really beautiful. In terms of being an insider to the space, since I am a Texas Tech student, I've walked through this exhibit many times. I've not stepped in the side room where certain pieces like the Global Impact series were though. However, I feel that because I'm not majoring in something related to art, I hardly am able to come here anymore and I'm becoming more of an outsider. And most of these pieces do not have as much of a description, so I couldn't learn about them more. The nice thing about this exhibit though is that it is entirely free, so anyone can come visit and enjoy. For unspoken rules, like any art exhibit or museum, it is generally unacceptable to touch the works or create loud disruptions. However, because the Texas Tech Art Building is not a museum, I think I could get away with dancing. It is important to consider, though, that the classes are being held here, so I do not want to be too loud. Since no one was there when I went, I felt completely comfortable recording and taking pictures. This is one thing I love about art. You can take as long or as little as you need to view and read. You can stand there and even cry if you needed. I gave myself plenty of time to walk around and record, and I went in the morning. Inappropriate behaviors include screaming and touching the art, along with sneezing all over the art. The question of whether the works were high art or low art is tricky because some pieces, I would argue, especially in the narrative hall, such as the Thistle and Mushroom, Blue Dress, and Coal artworks, were high art because I too engaged with the pieces more. The pieces were unified and contained cultural elements, and they wouldn't be as easily mass-produced. This is in comparison to pieces I would classify as low art. One example is Guest Star, and this girl with the clown mask on, acting like a puppet, serving to be humorous and entertaining, which are aspects of low art. Mary Did You Know also has a clown mask that, again, evokes a bodily response. Anton Interior is a photograph, meaning it could be mass-produced, which also makes it low art, so it really depends on the piece. Like I said earlier, the place is free to go to, so anyone, even non-tech students, can visit. And I'm unaware of any insider knowledge of the place. The only barriers I see would be that someone blind would not have a way to enjoy this art because there are no audio features, making this a purely visual art exhibit. The space does not tell me anything about the funding. The history of this gallery shows, as I said earlier, a focus on cultures in the narratives part and emotions in that side room. As for my written manifesto, one similarity, how I emphasized that it is important to create whatever you want and are feeling despite others' judgments. There are no rules with art, only suggestions, and you should do what your heart desires. Your art does not have to be realistic, and that's something I love about the pieces here. Finally, for differences, it is important to remember that anyone can create art. After all, some of these pieces are made by college students who just fell in love with the craft.